Cartier has gone where few, if any, luxury brands have gone before. MySpace, of all places. The jeweler is promoting its Love collection on the site, owned by News Corporation, the parent company of this network.
Is Cartier a step ahead of the curve, or will this tarnish their luxury brand? Here with more retail analyst Heatha Prabacher. Heatha, great to see you. So it's an interesting idea of trying to find a way to make money from MySpace, to make money by these advertisements that so far, because places like Facebook, anybody can get on without any cost. You know, how does an advertiser know they're putting their stuff in front of people who are going to buy it? In this case, it's a little different.
It is a little different. Cartier had advertising on a site called A Small World, which is very targeted, very high net worth individuals that are a part of it, and it seemed to work really well for them. But MySpace, it's not as targeted. I mean, even though they can invite people on there, they do have approvals on who can be members of their MySpace page, it's still not that effective. MySpace is mass. Cartier is a heritage brand. It's not going to work.
I totally disagree with you.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Because they're smart enough to go for the crowd that's sort of in its infancy, the future Cartier buyers. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I mean, you know, you look at the average age of a MySpace person. I know there's probably some name, but I'm way too uncool to know. Friends of whatever, but these people might not be available or ready to purchase expensive Cartier pieces, but they can get excited about it, and then in the future they'll already be friends of Cartier, right?
But at the same time, and I do get the aspirational aspect of it, at the same time, it's diluting their brand while they're doing this. I mean, you have MySpace and Cartier together, and it's a brand dilution. They already have a very strong base of customers that are high net worth.
Isaac Mizrahi hooked up with Target, and Target, Isaac Mizrahi, he was very 7th Avenue.
This is heritage. This is Cartier. This is Cartier. And Marc Jacobs does have presence on MySpace, but it's a completely different brand there. Even though he's luxury, you're actually seeing part of his personality on the MySpace. You see his personal pictures.
Can MySpace single out those people who are more likely to buy the Cartier stuff from the beer guzzlers like me?
They say that they can. They are, you know, but how are they to judge? I mean, they are saying it's based on the type of pictures that they have up. They're not going to have someone who is the beer guzzler that is part of their MySpace picture up there. That's going to be part of the Cartier friends of friends. But you know, how are you?
But you got a lot of these profiles are pretty detailed. I mean, that's how they say they're going to be able to separate from the wheat from the chaff.
We also started to look on the MySpace Cartier page, and all these people, Bridget and Perfects, and all these people are really excited to be friends of Cartier. You know, I'm just thinking that you've got people of all ages who are joining in and just getting Cartier in their psyche.
And that's the problem of all ages. You want a very targeted demo when you're dealing with a brand like Cartier. You want older, wealthy, people that can spend money on the brand.
You want young and hip, don't you?
Young and hip does not work with Cartier. Again, I can't emphasize enough. Heritage. It's heritage. This is a brand that my grandmother wore, that my mother wears, that I wear.
I'm wearing a bracelet right now.
That Liz wears,
I'm
exactly.
an endorser here. Don't know if you can
Would this be the same, though, as Tiffany or others? I mean, is there something specific to Cartier that other fine jewelers don't have that makes them perhaps more accessible to the general public?
Well, and that's an interesting point that you bring up. Tiffany did go with that model to sort of massify themselves, and again, I don't necessarily think that's working for them as well. I mean, it's, you know, yes, a lot of people want a part of Tiffany, but you know, there's very few luxury brands right now that really sustain their clientele. And to see
Louis
Cartier,
Vuitton, Gucci.
Exactly. And so to see Cartier sort of going in this path is a little disconcerting, I feel like. So
I say go for MySpace.
Heatha, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I should have stayed back and just stayed out of it entirely. You're the only ones who bought from that Cartier. Someday, perhaps. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
All right, thank you very much. It's called